Hi guys, welcome to Tangled Roots. My name is Theresa and I'm here with my co-hosts. How do I say introduce?
Yes, the one and only Kunda Mips. You've come all the way.
From where? From Nebisa?
Kunganda.
No,
But I'm trying to make it, sound fancy. I know that like I've come all the way, Kanshi. Got to but still Kunganda.
Yeah, so nine from Kunganda. Kunganda. Yeah. Okay, so guys, I am Theresa, as you know, not Tere. If you're Tere, then Shoko. So yeah, we are here. I'm a mother of 2 now.
Relations.
Yeah, so I gave birth to a balanced diet. You know what that means? A boy and a girl. It's very important.
Yeah, this you. Otherwise, you look great. As if quite stable to minimum quite. I almost said the first child. Can't you see? You're pro.
I'm a pro quiz.
Yes, second child. So you're doing fine.
Baby
boy, huh?
Yes.
That's
Baby,
nice.
balance that. Boy and a girl. Apachapa na alikan kudik. Not favorite to landanga waya kudik. Na leka. Shaka break shape up. But for real, shaka break shape. Because now, okay, what do I want?
Nah, nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, you're inspiring me. I'm inspired.
Really?
So I know in the ninja given better time frame. I know maybe in the next 5 years from now.
5 years you say.
Hey, I practically win up. I think
5 years you say.
Okay, the process. Trust the process. Find the summit. Courtship. My shibana. I don't know about my entanglements.
Courtship, muri generation.
No.
Apakufana fyo mafana next thing I know kuli mwana. So
the shocking part is even before that this is the exact conversation to talk about go book. I mean I the 15 minutes ko isha go 15 Aisha fe bet at least like futhi la ko fe ba ko be pesha ko but at least si on fika for so umuntu na peroko but okay new process. I'll think about it.
I wouldn't even advise because you might end up, you will learn to know each other's behavior when that happens. Yeah. So because even as it was all rosy,
No, to think of it, I think it's even a good thing that we're here because if so regardless, talking about it, I'll be learning from it as well. So in the process, I'll learn 1 or 2 things.
Take your time because it's always when my daughter, my son, those posts that we see in my daughter, there is crying.
I can only imagine.
Behind closed doors, I tell you. Yeah. So otherwise, in Japan, Nindeka, I've retired officially. I know I'm supposed to reach 12, but unfortunately,
that was a goal.
Yeah,
football team.
So I wanted to keep the.
No, but you're still young. You go.
Young,
you go for 2 more. I think 4 is good. 4 is good.
4.
I'm sure if you're not on Defi, wherever the big man is like.
No, hell no, I'm not going anywhere. 4 what? Yo, I gonna man. 4. In this generation, economy. School fees 10 pin and above. If I thought 8 pin, 50 kwacha ya PTA.
Nishapo ya covered your set.
Not 10 pin going upwards. Yo, 50 kwacha fish chapo was Zambia from grade 1 to 12.
No, again, like to think of it. Eh? Because I just know that okay. We're clocking 4, 5. Is it
5,
6 years?
5 years
of friendship.
Yeah, 5 years.
Is it like? Are you from the Copper Belt?
So when you look at me, behavior-wise, away from the TikTok, the real me, I look like now.
But not Lusaka. Because I feel like again, Mulusaka. Once or twice, some of you feel tweet, some of you see. But it gives the. But foot again, not Copper Belt.
Really? Guess. Take a guess.
No, but okay, not even guessing. I remember now. Central Province.
Yeah, Central Province. Okay, there's just the way. I'm not talking bad about Lusaka people. Lusaka mwali ba idea mwana mayadi, like you can be like, oh, I don't want to talk to my mom. I don't want to do this. Number Copper Belt kwena. Starting from Central Province going upwards, you know, there's a certain way that you know that, okay, this one is from the Copper Belt. Even just the way we relate. After 17 hours, but us from this side, but it's the torture sana.
In fact, you need just close 16. Oko di feel for wamba for kudubiro kuraya. I feel like that's the mentality mindset to akwata for my areas of Kuma Copper Belt, Central Province. Yeah, I feel like it's uniform. It's one mindset with everyone, and compared to Kuno.
No, Kuno, it's a normal thing because even my sister is from Lusaka and I'm from Central. So, but now currently I'm in Lusaka. And you know, even when you get home 18, it's normal. Like, it's a normal thing. Oh, welcome back. Where did you go? You start explaining yourself. You have a conversation.
Yeah.
No manga was Africa 1701. May her soul continue resting in peace. You find yourself outside and you have to wait for your uncle to knock off from work to come and beg for you. 1701.
That's just 17.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Routine, you know, or maybe it's because modern. It was so
yeah, quite popo kawangu sana, like, you know, like I feel like Lusaka breed, Lusaka kids are more exposed than Feba Fumoko. They're exposed to the
Western.
The Western culture, like if you like Shanoko, you know, and then even just Lusaka is just too adventurous. So many places to go compared to where we're coming from the Copper Belt. I feel like it's just now that the Copper Belt is slowly also developing, and then that's why you find mostly full of my Copper Belt in Lusaka. I feel like often this is a phenomenon.
If you're for that, Acho muntu. If you're for that, napondoka.
Because of the same difference in everything.
Yeah.
So I feel like a better of a difference. That's why I find that Bambi, there's some falling under the peer pressure, you know, wanting to like suit in and everything.
Yeah.
And
it's really scary now because you find that a 14-year-old is depressed. They're thinking about a lot of things. They have a lot on their mind. And you're like, you know, 14 years, now they become Romokfan.
You know?
Yeah, so but now things are different. I think it's because of the evolvement. Ni climate change. This
place is really cold.
And it's really challenging for me as a mother, you know. My boy is still very small, and then June. Timing. I wish I had timing so that this after October.
So I'm actually taking notes. So
you just have to. Because ngata timing in June so
my feelings yako kwa session wadawe. Kamba December so that's in capital because I can only imagine. To toddlers were there.
No, but aren't people suspecting you of being gay?
Wait, you know, sometimes apana nankane. When we for 4 days end off.
Kubepishako.
As a guy, you know the secret part about such because usually they can't suspect you.
Don't guys hit on you?
I know. I think I don't have the face.
You're supposed to have the face.
Okay. Again, if I agree to that, you suspect me. So it's like again, you're trying by all means to put me in the corner.
Okay, let's go back to what you asked me.
I should have seen that.
Let's go back to what you asked me. You asked me how did we become friends? Definitely through TikTok, you know. And you are one of the most loyal, or I can say we have the most loyal friendship of the people that we met off TikTok. Yes, we have others like Ken Vikacha. Yes, our friendship is good. But others have come and go.
Yeah.
Body sabaya, and maybe it's us.
But I feel like again, it's part of life and part of movement, There are certain people that will come in for a certain short period of time. They'll teach you something, you learn, either be good or bad, they go. But regardless, either way, they'll still leave an impact and you learn something from it as well.
Yeah.
So I feel we don't because not everyone is meant to be around.
Yeah, that's true. We learn. Actually, I've learned a lot in these 5 years. So
I've actually learned a lot from you as well,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. Because you feel like, okay, I'm able to do things by myself. I'm able to sustain myself. I'm able to handle this situation in this way. I might feel like, okay, if you are powerful, but there's somebody who is more powerful than me, and then they'll be like, okay, so
yeah, true.
Yeah, so yeah, it's been a friendship of ni loyalty nkuba kuba for mine. I confuse myself with these. I'm a royalty and a loyalty.
Yeah, royalty is the same. But then the loyal parts now. Inchman.
Yeah, so through TikTok and it's been
it's been a journey and experience.
And so where did we?
I'm satisfied.
You're satisfied with what?
As we proceed with the conversation, because if you think of it,
5 years. 5 years has been a lot. We've tried a lot of things that have failed on the way.
Yeah.
Going back to 2022.
Just after COVID.
Is it when we were we started doing
the events?
Not yet. No, not really the events, but the series that we started.
Oh, that one.
Complicated Family.
Oh yeah, the one. Okay, the one we did the collaboration with the other influencers.
Yes, that one failed.
But how did that how did that show die? He died a natural death.
Okay. I think that one is because of there were how many were we? Were 6. Yeah. 6 different creatives. And you had your own personality, I had my own personality, the other guys had their own personality. So, when you bring in ideas, I think we had a communication barrier. So we didn't have the same goal. You had your own, I had my own. So I think from the beginning, that's where we made a mistake.
Yeah.
We're supposed to give maybe each other, okay, this is your job. Like script writing. Script writing, you okara kopa, you okara chitashani,
And I feel like it works better that way. Like if you're a group of people, it's better you spot out what you can do best, like what you can bring on the table, and then you work as a team rather than just moving like pante. I feel like usually that
you're directing, you're.
And it was fun, and we learned something from it.
Yeah, I learned a lot. I really learned a lot from that, because the dying of that, I've never really said this, but the dying of that show, can I call it a show or a skit? Can that be a show?
Yeah, we can say a show, because the aim was making it a show.
Oh yeah. The dying of that really depressed me, because I had the imagination of what is going to come out of that.
Like, this is going to be big.
It's going to be big. Where you imagine something like, okay, give it 6 months, 1 year. It's going to be very big. And then it just died a natural death. And then I really, really felt bad. I somehow fell into depression, because, I had so much, like 100% faith in that. But anyway, then we tried events. Okay, we've tried a lot of things. And
now we're here now.
Yeah, we're here.
Talking about
now this one, we'll be talking about real life situations. Real life situations, not see if you're quite no. When did I become rich? And should I win or win?
Random quote, that's nothing but the truth.
Yeah.
this is what
this is what we're talking about. The naked truth. Yaine akwatiwa ngokulifa ule tamu kula nvatao baboy. Kain bukfia mfweni. So. You know, a lot of things have been happening, and I feel it's difficult for people to talk about certain issues, especially men.
Yeah, like, you know.
And even just us, like for instance, myself. There was a time I was depressed, like I was really, really depressed. It's a story for another day though, about the depression.
Yeah.
Like it was so difficult for me to open up. But I had friends, gladly, I had friends who were there for me. They would support me, would talk about these things. You know, I would call them 02.
Yeah.
But there's some other friends that I couldn't talk about this with, or even my family, especially my family, because the moment I start talking about it, they'll be like, obviously, me. You know, we are so much good to relating depression with relationships.
Yeah.
If somebody is depressed, then it's relationship wise. You know, even the same family will be like, no, but they little did they know that it's them that were causing it. 70% of my depression was caused by family. Yeah, family and money. You know,
at least for you're able to say that, like, okay, a certain percentage is caused by. For me, myself, and I can only say whatever depression that I've gone through, I feel like if I can use the 70% or 80%, it's on me myself. You know, like for me, I think it's the other way around. I feel like I've caused most of my depression or whatever on myself, you know, because there are certain times where, you know, you're your own cause of something. So we'll get to learn about that as well.
Yeah, I think it's very important. I'll start by sharing my own side of the story. If you feel like you want to share, you can share on our handles, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Yep.
Don't forget to subscribe so that you can learn about these things. Yeah, so if like the 30% that is the one I can say it's myself.
Yeah.
But 70% it was caused by family. And sometimes, you know, this thing of cool paper. Yes, I'm not disputing the fact that we have to pray. And I was praying.
Yeah.
The time I was depressed, I was praying a lot. But sometimes it doesn't just take prayers only. You need support from family. You need support from friends. True. You need to keep yourself busy. Sometimes you need therapy.
True.
You find that if you're not getting any of those, then you end up killing yourself.
And I feel like that's talking about therapy. I feel like that's something that we overlook as the country.
Yeah.
As the nation.
Africa, you know, those things. Therapy
True.
So, okay, what's the point of me talking about it? Let me just keep it to myself.
Yeah.
As you're keeping it to yourself, it will start eating you.
It's eating you.
Yeah.
A bit.
But nevertheless, it'll be so interesting. We're going to be talking about it. You know, I, Theresa, and my friend here, Kunda, will be talking about it. So stay tuned. We'll be talking about abafiashi, you know, having a child before you get married. You know, you people get insulted a lot. Should I say we were getting insulted a lot? Or I should leave it at you people.
Start with we.
Yeah, okay. We were getting, because that came after. So we were getting insulted a lot by, you know, child wedlock, kushani. At some point, I also made fun of a friend of mine. Let me not say friend of mine, my older sister. The time she fell pregnant, I was like, that was me. Baddie. No, I wasn't a baddie then because I was still in school. Why were you not careful? You know?
Kind of.
Wait, So when I asked her that, she didn't even respond. But when my time came, I was careless. I was also careful, but the careful was not careful enough.
Yeah.
And then that happened. And you can't explain it. So, no, shan. Everybody be like, how did that happen? And it's not every time that they wanted to trap a man. No.
So you had your first child in what year?
2020.
2020. Okay.
Yeah. I had my first child 2020, my beautiful daughter.
Mm.
That was my slogan before I got married. When somebody says, "Hi, how are you?" I'll be like, "Fine, thank you. How are you?" I'm a mother to a beautiful girl. Her name is Maya.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm so proud of my daughter. Though Amy and with a lot of emotions. Film, but I love that girl. We've been through a lot.
Mm-hmm.
She's my breakthrough, my child. Yeah, so we'll be talking about that as well. And child abuse. No.
And if it's this case,
that eats me up. It really eats me up, And I feel like a lot of things that happen, we've passed through it. Because if I say depression, I've been depressed before. Was baby mama. I don't call myself a baby mama because even before I used to work hard for myself. So I called myself a mother of who. So when somebody says baby mama, I feel like it's linked to drama.
Yeah.
Because that's how people have put it. So yeah, even child abuse. I was almost abused. Story for another day. If you want these magists, just stay tuned
a little bit.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll be talking about these things. I was almost raped.
Yo.
And I even remember that man's name and his face. I hardly remember the things that were happening back then. But that day and his name, I remember him very well.
But you managed to report everything and all that? Okay,
the good part is my mom had already started talking about the rape thing.
Oh,
men, what happens? But she never said, no, when men, she said it in such a way that I got scared, she looked for one thing that I was afraid of and she used that. So she's like, no, if a man does this, don't hide, report. And if they want to do this, refuse, because this is what will happen.
Yeah.
So even the time that he said, let's go and dance, because I love dancing. So he used that against me. I love dancing. So he's like, let's go and dance in the toilet. And I followed. I was young. And these people, when they want to do that, they don't grab. No. They'll use one thing that you like doing. And mostly it's the people that are around us that do that.
Yeah, because they know.
Yeah. So in a now it would have been a different story. And one thing I've noticed or doing my research, most of the people that were abused, not all of them though, but some of the people that were abused, they end up becoming, because they feel like their life is worthless. What's the whole point of living if somebody took away my innocence? But anyway, let's not get into that, because if I get into that, I'll turn into like my boost. I'll be like, can I go deeper? Should I prophesy? So yes, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have interesting topics.
You've got the story short, because I almost got emotional.
Are those emotions real?
People could have been shocked. First episode, I could.
But I don't mess up my makeup.
That's really sad. It's good that you prevented. You stood up. It's not easy at young age to stand up for yourself and all that.
It's not.
And it's a good thing that now we have this platform where we can talk about not just hearing things from a certain age group and all that. We the youths. It's good to
talk about it.
Yeah,
it's very
important. Friends that are going through such things. close relatives and all that. So it's a good thing. We'll definitely pour out everything. Because, bucks to skip and do this. So once we have what we've gone through, that even up to date traumatize us. Even just a thought of it, you get traumatized. And usually, sometimes there are certain questions that I used to have, especially relating to like church side, where like, okay, why do like certain people have to go to a certain leader to confess their sins and all that? And then I came to discover that once you're holding on to something and then you share it or you let it out, the burden lessens.
Yeah, true.
So there are certain things that we carry that are just within ourselves. But the moment you just like, let it out, you even become like, mind free. And it's part of therapy also.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's something that we overlook,
Yeah.
So we'll definitely learn and heal on this.
We'll heal from here.
Yes.
Tukapola panopeni tukadila. Panopeni. Kupolera panopeni. Yeah. And the cases of it's sensitive though, but I'm not discriminating. HIV. They are scary.
I don't know. Okay, see
what do you think is the cause? Can it be yakufyarwa nayo? But now there's a little bit of education. There's a lot of education on that. So I think kula kuba careful mwana ngafyarwa. I'm a cases, and the age group.
I feel like this issue yakoba tinopitana mumbali chitana shanu ko not the muisha sex
janganana mpema janganana
katuishinga amenzo ngakuya chitashani ngakuya funya mfe yonse palas nomba bonse tukabefe, but otherwise, especially for us guys, kumbwa sana, because I remember the time.
No, actually things have changed. It's not just you guys. Now I like you. I would love us to have a fling.
More like a one night stand or something, the talking about the thing of like Teba Nakashfe, like Teba Omefano, that same thing na forever omena fubeni, because apanomba, even us guys, we're also selling. You don't know.
Yeah, I heard stories of if you gana umona try if yakosa.
The scary part is we're not selling to sugar mummies. No. We're selling to sugar daddies. Opo is killing I be pa.
Let me use my other SIM card.
Can she I'm gonna feel guy over stuck for behave certain no me and my boo were meant for each other. Sometimes we act the same. Can she act in the same way? I got to go
Sugar babe
and growing up we had what we used to call abstinence iriche. Abstinence iriche used to teach that Noamona Vutuka Muntu afura better from boku Vutuka. Kanishi abstaining. Then from there we moved to protection. No, contomize. Kairi tuambo furo kuvutuka. Muntu afura tetu vutuke. Washanisha like first let me see where this is going. No, tuto ami tuaimo tunishu. And then now protection people are putting it aside.
Now there's morning after,
like narana morning after,
because now it's like people are more afraid of pregnancy than amalweri,
which is very scary.
It's very, very scary. Because there was a time I went to do my hair in a certain salon kudia. Mtown. Or City Market, I can't remember very well. So I was seated, so I was seated by that. Then there were these girls, they were like, by them got a hangover. Then this one was like, Dipo jamamuna and pindamuna sapa the morning after. So me, I was nanenzi wa mlomo. Okay, I didn't ask. I was just paying attention. That's kangu fweli ya sheko dide.
Yes, yamufika bwini.
Yamufika bwini. Nan pindamula. Ero alinayo.
Hey.
And I'm like, Lord Jesus, let me imagine what was happening. So then the friend was like, so when no mona futility, kaya. Ninga unamkumanya kut. That's what the friend was asking.
Yeah.
Unamkumanya kut. Tunakumanya mu club. You can first. I think even the friend was like, how do you have protected sex with somebody that you don't know? Because the way the friend was asking, naisa ishafena tu muna nkulewa kwa tare tina teta mchite advice but tare ana
maybe we have such friends who are by that scared.
Not me. I'll tell you off. And obviously you know that.
But I feel like if you're a real one, if you're a real friend, you pass that point of like, okay, trying to like, okay, make someone like me, then you're not doing justice to them.
You're not a real friend because they've got the backfire. You never like each other again.
So, but they just like tell them, go on, man, because you know there's that time there, like at night, you reflect and think about your life. You be like, okay, but
nothing can but fish.
But it's true. And then who knows, maybe in process, maybe you slow down a bit and all that. But problem comes in when we don't tell ourselves the truth. Today, Tina.
And when I leave your mom finger for the first time, Tina protection, run for your life.
Run.
Because I mean anyway, I'm not righteous. I am not righteous. Ni righteous. Na fef songo. Righteous or righteous.
But
as long as you get what I'm trying to say. Yeah. So it's scary. And the cases are going up and up. They're going higher and higher and higher and higher. You know? So and you can't tell.
Yeah, nowadays you can't tell.
And you hear people saying, Chanichi cancer ilipo bwino kuchira HIV. Fiance Phoebe.
They'll eat you up.
Fiance Phoebe tapare ni shawa map. I think tualanda sana. Namfana ichitaka.
I think we've done a bit. We've offloaded a bit of what we'll be talking about, the types of conversation that we're going to be having. So stay tuned. There's more to unpack.
And
we haven't even talked about ourselves fully. We haven't. But as we go, you know, you get to know us, we get to know you. This is why this podcast is here, so that we get to discuss things what affect us as the youths.
We are going to untangle the roots.
Yes,
like tangled
going back
roots.
to the roots.
You know, like you get to know who Theresa is. So charishani kalondora to rafta nafika pana kadodi. Naisa fika patsamba, naisa fika parufunsa, you know.
We learn one or two things.
Yeah, so we it's I'm excited because these are the conversations that I really like talking about. Because I remember telling people, I think that was last year, but then I was pregnant because I was hiding my pregnancy. I'm African, please, I'm African, so I was hiding. You know, we have that thing in Africa, so yeah. And I was telling people, I was like, okay, we're going to be talking about these things because it's really scary, concerning.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, why not? Let's talk about this. You know, we need to talk about this. Maybe if Theresa talks about it, you feel better.
Yeah.
But not and by the way, I give you amaboko, stay-at-home moms.
Mm-hmm.
The period I stayed home from October last year.
Yeah.
Till me, I feel like I'm going crazy. I don't forget pena. I don't forget because I was at home. And then there's Maya. And then when I was pregnant, it's different when I was pregnant with Maya. By then we're not married. I wanted him close. I even used to cry. Why are you not coming to see me? No, papa. But it was a whole lot. So even after na like mommy, then there's a baby, there's sterile moms.
It's not easy.
There's some bad. You're doing a great job. You're doing an amazing job. It's not easy. It's ninja to parwa iko.
You're from for afiranda fe,
we need to it's easy when you're going for work and then coming back in the evening. You just have maybe 3 hours of your time with the kids, with the family. Tomorrow again, there's not 24/7
with them.
And kids the way they are, when they know that my mother is around, they will misbehave. Spider-Man. So anyway, guys, we'll be talking about these things, real life stories, real life situations. Okay, guys, so see you in the next episode. Stay tuned and subscribe to our YouTube channel. So this has been Tangled Roots. We're going to untangle the roots.
Yep.
So see you on the next episode. Bye from me, Theresa, a mother of two, a boy and a girl.
And bye from me, Kunda.